Prime Minister Sonko is seeking $10 million in the next 3 years to fund his plan. His economic recovery aims to reduce the budget deficit to 3% of the GDP by 2027. These objectives are also part of the Senegal 2050 vision.
The various audits carried out today have revealed a cumulative deficit of 14%, with the public debt equivalent to 119% of gross domestic product. This is an extremely worrying situation for Senegal. More specifically, this represents a shortfall of 14% compared to the declared figure of 4.5% and an increase in public debt from 74% under the previous regime to 119%. Financing conditions are also becoming increasingly challenging.
The Prime Minister's recovery plan is based on reducing the standard of living, mobilizing domestic resources, reviewing public contracts and implementing complementary financial strategies without recourse on debt. But that will mean all persons residing in Senegal will be subject to taxation. The plan has received mixed reactions.
I think we are in a financial recovery framework rather than an economic one. Instead of implementing an economic recovery policy, the government now seems to favor revenue accumulation by broadening the tax base. I say this because Senegal already experimented with this plan in 1979 and it contained errors. I think the same mistakes are being repeated today.
I think this plan is very good because it was designed by tax experts. The President of the Republic of Senegal is a tax and property inspector, as is the Prime Minister, Sonko. Within the Senegalese government, there are many people from the tax administration or economic experts as well.
Since the new government took power, companies have been struggling to survive because of the tax changes, which has led to a decline in their ability to thrive and remain competitive in the market. With regard to this endogenous recovery plan, I am not convinced that Mr. Sonko's plan is promising.
Sonko's recovery plan is also intended to deal with the $7 billion of hidden debt that Senegalese authorities believe was incurred by the former government. Following the government audit, the IMF stopped its $1.8 billion aid program for Senegal. However, Sonko's administration has criticized the IMF of failing to detect these debts.
The
IMF sends audit and monitoring missions and then produces quarterly reports. So how did this debt not get noticed by this big bank for years? We were told that the accounts had been certified from 2019 to 2024. If the current authorities are now talking about hidden debts, they should be able to prove it.
The International Monetary Fund announced last week that it will send a mission to Senegal this month to address the country's hidden debt and begin preliminary discussions on a new loan program. Beryl Oro, CGTN.